in the horn, dang it. Anyway, that's the intro. I'm trying to be less perfectionistic about this. Hello, my name's Andrew and welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I've really talked to the camera. I figured it's time for some updates on things, life update and equipment update. What I love to do here on YouTube is play music and glorify God through playing great music, and also just nerd out about musical instruments, which are my favorite thing in the world, really. So anyway, apologies for my voice. I am a bit sick at the moment, but anyway, practicing just the same. And so I'm at school right now in a classroom, and I have my Wessex horn here, as you can see, which this horn lives here at school, so I don't have to drag a horn back and forth. I have my Landstro and my Yamaha 313, the single F horn, at home at my apartment. So anyway, this horn lives here. And I wanted to tell you a little bit of an update on the Mouthpiece situation. Now, quick life update thing. Some of you might not know, I am now a student at IU, Indiana University, Jacobs School of Music, and I'm double majoring in violin and viola performance here, kind of really aiming towards being an orchestral violist. That's kind of the main pursuit now, and everything else like playing horn and other instruments, which I'll talk about more soon, is really just for fun now, but certainly is very fun, and I really enjoy spending the time still doing this, although my time is quite limited. Have to be realistic about that. But in any case, so some years ago, I made a couple of videos, one in November of 2020 and one in September of 2021, all about the mouthpiece allergy situation. And a lot of people, or a handful of people, have responded to those videos over the years, just expressing their solidarity, and I think that's really cool. It's cool to bring more awareness to this issue, but there's some weird things, weird new developments with the Mouthpiece situation. You might have noticed already, I'm playing on a clear rim now. This is an acrylic rim made by PHC, and let me set the horn down. There is just weird developments. I had been playing on a Osman Delrin rim, which was a Lasky replica. This one is on my Contisanu C mouthpiece here. And that was my daily driver mouthpiece for about 3 years, from 2021 to 2024. And then, before that, I had tried a couple of these PHC acrylic rims and just did not find the right fit for my face, but ended up really liking the feel of the material. And about a year and a half ago, in the spring of 2024, I sort of had the itch to try another PHC rim again. So I risked the crazy situation of having to wait a long time to actually get the rim in the mail. It took 4 months for that order to finally arrive, which is crazy. I thought it might never get here, but I bought a US2 rim from PHC, and it ended up being a much better fit for my face than any of the previous ones had been. And so I switched to that. That was the end of August 2024, and I played on that rim for a whole year. And then I made some changes again. And basically what I was realizing, that rim, that US2 rim, was the smallest inner diameter I had played on yet. It was a 17 even, I think, was the inside diameter. And or maybe it was 17. 20 or something. But anyway, the LS75 rim, the Lasky replica rim from Osman, is also a little bit smaller spec than the corresponding Lasky. So that was about 1720 something as well. And I had a thought occur to me that I felt like my sound was getting smaller and thinner, and had wondered if this conception in my head that I had had for a while about, needing a smaller rim to feel more secure might actually not be true, and that I was just kind of limiting my tone production. And so I decided to just dig out some mouthpieces that I had and try larger sizes. And this just so happened to coincide with me adding a new instrument to the mix, that instrument being the trombone. I've started playing trombone again after many years ago I used to play, before I started playing horn. And that's a whole nother video that will be coming soon, but just a lot of changes in both the mindset and also the physical act of playing that has caused me to move to a larger size on horn, and I found that my sound has improved because of it. A larger inside diameter allows for more vibration of the chops, and so you get a more resonant sound. And you just have to find the balance of, how big is too big, so where you're like working really hard and having to grab stuff. That's not good. You need to be able to feel comfortable. So, but anyway, I went back to this, so this is an Osman Lasky G cup, which is my cup that is able to fit these metric thread rims from PHC. And I went back to the AN rim that I had bought more than 4 years ago from PHC. And this is the one that I hated the most. This is the one that felt the least comfortable because it felt too big. And I think it's about 17.5 or a little over 17.5, the inside diameter. And also the high point of the rim is a little bit farther out than usual, which makes it feel even bigger. Your muscles kind of latch on to a part of the mouthpiece that's further away. And oddly enough, this is now the most comfortable rim I have. So it went from being the worst one to being the best one. For some, it's just crazy how your body kind of adapts to whatever you're throwing at it, and then it suddenly starts to work. Now, here's an even weirder thing for you. Material and my body's response to it. This is a Stork CMB number 8. So this is the largest rim inside diameter that they offer with the medium cup depth and a number 8 bore. I got this mouthpiece in high school, probably about 10 years ago, and I played on it for a little while, realized that it was way too big for me, and went to a Lasky ultimately, and that was where I stayed for a long time. Now, with playing trombone these days, I have been playing on just whatever mouthpiece I have, which I don't really have the money to invest in a fancy screw rim mouthpiece where I can get a plastic material. And oddly enough, the metal mouthpieces that are just normal silver-plated mouthpieces are not causing any problems at all, which is very puzzling because every metal that I had ever tried had caused trouble for my face, but now silver plating is apparently fine. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, just out of curiosity, so that's its own issue. That's an unanswered question still. I don't know why suddenly I can play on silver mouthpieces again. I'm a little bit afraid to play on them exclusively because what if something happens again? So I'm keeping the plastic rims close by, and I have a couple of the Kelly just fully plastic mouthpieces for trombone that are also very good backup mouthpieces that I can play if something happens. But anyway, There's another interesting discovery that I've made with regards to the horn. These days I've been practicing mostly on my Yamaha 313, which is a single F horn. And that horn, it just has this beautiful, warm, simple, compact sound, which I have found to be very comfortable to play in a small room, just practicing at home, which is what I mostly do these days on the horn. And the Landstro, as beautiful and wonderful sounding of an instrument as it is, it's so super powerful and it's got a lot of complexity. It feels kind of overwhelming to play in a small room. So the Yamaha has been a great solution. But I realized today, when I pulled this Stork mouthpiece out, a much deeper cup, much larger bore, and I put it in the Landstro, and it sounded awesome. It sounded so gorgeous, and the sound seemed to develop just where I wanted it to in a small room. It felt great. Although I do have to work a little bit harder just because of how much larger the bore is on this mouthpiece. Number 8 bore versus number 14, that's quite a big difference. So I don't know, this is just kind of an interesting consideration at the moment, and see if maybe there will be a similar option or combination of options to go for at some point for the Landstro. But in the meantime, this mouthpiece, the Lasky G replica from Osman with the PHC rim, plays great on the Yamaha. It's like a perfect fit for that horn. So I'm very happy with that combination. But today, just made that discovery with the Stork mouthpiece on the Landstro. Who would have thought? And I was super curious to try the Stork on the Wessex here, which is why I brought it with me to school. And lo and behold, it sucks on this horn. It plays terribly. It does not work on this horn at all. So there you go. This horn just doesn't like this mouthpiece, but the Landstro absolutely loves it. So, man, equipment is weird. Mouthpieces are weird. It's all very confusing stuff. But anyway, that's the horn update and the mouthpiece update. Acrylic rim. Also, I can play metal rims again for some reason, and gone to a larger size. Practicing a lot on the Yamaha these days and really enjoying it. And so anyway, cool stuff going on here. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling for tonight, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye-bye.